So in this video, I'm going to share how I made 6 figures from this Apple trade and also my Google, Lululemon, and Microsoft trade as well. And this has helped my portfolio grow by 60% year to date. When I first started, this new strategy wasn't very successful. Here at the bottom left corner, you can see that my return is pretty much flat. I have some small losses and you have some small gains for a period of time up till March, and then I head back into losses in April, May, and until I keep iterating and improving this index fund and also big tech strategy, I was able to achieve some exponential gains in June 2024. So you can see that for this portfolio, my return is 60.48%. And this is one of my 3 investing strategies when it comes to investing in the market. So after I made this money, the first thing I did was to double down in the market again. No, just kidding. What I did was I gave some money to my wife. I put aside money for my kids' future education. So I do have a more long-term and more passive strategy where I invest for my kids each year for the first 5 years of their life. And this will cover their tuition, boarding, and also if they want to get a master's degree, like myself, they can do that as well. That should set them up for the next 20 years. I'm also putting aside money for my parents as well. So the first strategy I have is a long-term stock option strategy, which is mainly used to grow retirement accounts. The second strategy is my monthly passive income strategy, which uses to replace my salary when I quit as a CPA senior manager in one of the big 4 firms. And the third strategy I'm developing right now, and you can see the result, is my index fund strategy. It's about getting in and out of the market at the right time, and it all comes down to momentum. So the first trade I lost $22,000. And this is because when I developed the system, I didn't have the understanding I have now, and I was a little bit nervous. So I panic sold at a loss. The second trade is Lululemon, and I made $28,548, and you can see it from this screenshot. And this trade comes from catching the Lululemon earnings and exiting after they announce raising forecasts. So when it comes to investing, you want to learn how to use fundamental analysis to analyze a stock. So most of the time when it comes to earnings, your success rate is very close to 50-50, but there are specific conditions that you can identify before earnings to get your success rate up to around 70 to 80%. The next trade is Google, where I made $20,555, and this comes from riding part of the AI wave for Google. So I was able to use technical analysis and identify some good entry points to enter into Google. And the last trade is Apple, where I made $117,000. And this is from a combination of understanding fundamental analysis and technical analysis. I invested in Apple right before they announced their AI products, which I have been expecting in the beginning of the year. So Apple jumped up that week, and then afterwards I took profit. And then afterwards, Apple came back down a little bit by a couple of percent. So I re-entered into Apple because it was at a relatively discounted price. So here you can see that there's actually an unrealized gain of $23,043. So you can see how powerful learning how to use fundamental and technical analysis when it comes to investing. So in total, all 4 trades net me approximately $143,000. And that contributed to this 60% return year to date for this portfolio. Now, I also have the second part, which is the index fund, which I'm still holding on to, but I haven't exited yet. So if you're interested in learning more about how I invest, then you can click at the link below this video to register for the free webinar, How to Retire with $300,000 and Invest in the Market. So my name is Eric. I'm a CPA, and I'm also a chartered investment manager as well. So when you join a webinar, you'll also get access to my free charting template. And I'll walk you through step by step on how to set this up. And this is really the foundation of technical analysis. I'm using the free software called tradingview.com, and I added the indicators on here, which I'll walk you through how to do that. I have specific lines to identify these support and resistance level, and combining that with fundamental analysis, new product releases, and potential high impact events such as earnings to capture gains in the market. You'll learn a combination of long-term investing, how to use options to multiply your return, and also how to use options to generate monthly passive income, especially if you're close to retirement as well. And when it comes to investing, my belief is that you start off with a strategy and you keep improving it until it gets to a certain level, then you'll become profitable. And this chart is a perfect example of what happens when you really dial in your strategy and get it to work. You can see that in the first version, which is in the first couple of months of this year, it didn't work very well. The second version, it got a little bit better, but a little bit too aggressive, so I toned it down again. Version 3, I learned from a lot of data analysis. And finally, version 4, that's May and June of 2024. Investing is really a process of self-improvement. Now, a couple of additional notes for the current situation of the market. I actually don't think the Apple trade is over yet, and I'm still bullish for Apple. I think there might be a couple more weeks remaining for this bull wave to run, and then afterwards, there's going to be a dip. And at that point, I'll have cash ready to re-enter when there are discounted stocks in the market. And if you're interested in learning my investing strategy and incorporating into your existing investing strategy as well, then you can click on the link below and watch the free webinar.